Okay, you see it in the back. It's Epcot. So, exiting Epcot right now, and I'm disappointed that it wasn't the golf store that I was expecting it to be, but you know, it is what it is. But there was one highlight aside from the video that Krista and I did in Japan. It was the interaction that I had in Japan with one of the cashiers, well, actually with every single employee in Japan. I didn't know that in Epcot you get people, like hired people from the actual country that they're from. So in Japan you get a lot of actual Japanese people, which is like awesome. So I practiced my little Japanese with them, and they were very excited, especially when they saw me wearing this hakama. The hakama is something that you use if you practice martial arts, mostly kendo or judo. So when they saw me wearing it, they were like very excited. They were like, "Oh, did you get that here? Because we don't have it." I was like, "No, and actually I got it from my sensei, because little did you guys know, probably, I used to practice kendo, kenjutsu to be more specific, and I got to practice a little bit of the Japanese that I had, and they were so happy whenever I was like, watashi wa iban desu, and they were like, "Oh, hajimemashite," and it was just a very fun and exciting little time that I had with them, and that got me thinking and just overall excited, because that's what culture is supposed to be shared. It's supposed to be exciting for others, you know. So there was this couple of white people that kind of looked at Krista, who was wearing like a semi kimono, and looked at me, and they were like, I don't know, giving us the side eye. And honestly, I hate that. I really freaking do, because it's like, first off, like, why are you getting mad? And that brings me to the topic of today, which is the quote-unquote cultural appropriation, right? So I'm Mexican, obviously, and you see me wearing a Japanese hakama, and some people might get offended by it, which is interesting, because everyone that was excited to see it were Japanese people, and the ones that weren't Japanese, you know, that, which is in itself interesting to me, that the people from the actual country get excited for it. Like, for example, again, I'm Mexican, and I'm honestly very happy when I see people celebrating Cinco de Mayo, even though Cinco de Mayo is kind of bullshit in Mexico. Seeing people like appreciate my culture and sharing it, it's like beautiful, and that's what culture is supposed to be: shared and lived and talked about. So whenever I see like people complaining that, oh, cultural appropriation this, you should never wear anything Indian or Japanese or Mexican if you're not from that country, I'd say bullshit. Like, share it, love it, enjoy it, be proud of it. Like, whenever you have like awesome toys or like a brand new house or something, what do you want to do? You want to invite people over, share it with them. Why not do that with culture? You know? So it's interesting how people get offended by the most ridiculous things. And yes, I am Mexican. And yes, I've trained Japanese martial arts as well as Chinese martial arts. And I appreciate both of those cultures significantly. And people will get offended by that. I don't know. I just think that that's a huge mistake, and we should definitely learn to appreciate other cultures and share them as most as we can, you know? Otherwise, we're going to be stagnant as society, and we're not going to be able to see the world through other people's eyes, and we're just going to become egotistical, selfish assholes, like the people that get offended. That's it. Bye.